everybody, I'm Brian Julius. I'm the Chief Content Officer for Enterprise DNA, and we're here today to run through the results of our first 7-day challenge. It was a quick one that we did during the midst of the summit last week. And with me today, I've got Federico Pastor, our head of challenges, and Mudassir Ali, who is our head of special projects and also a 3-time winner of the Enterprise DNA Challenge. So welcome, guys.
Welcome, Brian. Welcome, Federico.
Thank you. Hi, Brian.
Hey, and so what we wanted to do first was just have Federico run through briefly what the nature of this challenge was, what the goal of it was, and then Mudassir, as our official judge for this challenge, is going to run through the results.
Oh, hi, everybody. Yes, the idea came out of we have a 7-day summit or 4-day summit and to do something in between. Kind of, I needed to create something quick and good. And I think going back to one of the previous reports that one of our challenges was a good idea. So I going through all the win report and I pick up Mudassir Ali. I like that report because it had quite a little tricks and tips that I use later on in my report development. So a blast from the past, the Remake Challenge 7. One thing that I not noticed at the time when I introduced the challenge was that the data set was complicated. The data modeling wasn't that simple. But still, we have 11 good entries that went through in record time. If we look up at how normally challenges are, they are 30 days or longer. So we got 11 people that actually put the head down and start working on this data set with very good, excellent result within a 7-day challenge. So very happy. Good participation. It's 11 in 7 days. If you multiply for 4, that is a month, we have almost 70 challenges, kind of. So very happy. Good report development, still improving for some of the participants. We want to work with them in order to make sure they get better at creating report for challenges. That is all for me for the time being.
Great, thanks, Federico. And I was really taken with kind of how different the reports were this time. That there was a really creative spread of interpretation of how to redo these reports. I think sometimes when you see a report and you have to redo it, kind of the way that report is done gets stuck in your head, and it's hard to break away from that. But I thought people did a great job, really reinterpreting the report on their own. So wanted to turn over to Mudassir and have him run through the ones he really thought were standouts and talk about the winners.
Yeah, thank you, Brian, and thank you, Federico. Honestly, it has been almost 2 years since we posted this challenge. I remember it was around August, but almost 2 years, we can say. And it's really good to see how people remade that report, and they put in a lot of effort because it's not really easy to create a report in like 1 week.
Yeah.
And thanks to all the participants, and congratulations to all the participants who participated and completed the report. And because the only way you can learn a lot and get better in anything, not just in Power BI, in anything, is to practice and get feedback from different people. And so we have selected 4 reports to review basically, and we will go from the last to first order, and at the end we will see who is the winner. It's not like if somebody is not a winner, they did a bad job. It's not like that. We can find many good elements in all the reports, honestly. Yeah. But the winner is who managed to do most of the things right in a particular challenge. So after saying that, I would like to share my screen. And the first report I would like to review is from Maha Usman. And what I really liked about that report is it is very neat and clean, and it presents all the insights which was required for this challenge. And the only thing what we didn't like is the participant didn't stick to the requirements of the challenge. And the requirement of the challenge was to present a report in 1 page only. So we can see we have 4 different pages to present this analysis. But apart from that, the report is very good, and like the color theme which was chosen by the user is really good, consistent, and everything is aligned in this report. Navigation is very good. So you can see your active screen because the active screen is highlighted with the navigation bar. And other thing is like we have slicer only from Jan to June. I don't know when we get more data, how would these slicers would look like, whether they would adjust accordingly on the page or no. I don't know. Maybe the drop down could have been better in this case. Apart from that, all the details presented and how they are presented are very, very good. So good job done by my houseman. And the third one is the Travis. Travis did a really, really good job with this report. And I'm also from like finance industry, and I know the analysis he has presented, and I really like this line chart. It really looks like something Tableau dashboard, honestly. So he has presented all the details about legend and what all these like stop points mean on this line chart. But the only problem is we don't have many filtering to do on this report, and it looks like kind of static. So that's the only downside I found with the report. Otherwise, I think this is a very, very good report. If you want to just look at the summarized version of any type of report, this is a very good. The second
one thing, Mudassir, I just
Yeah.
want to mention, I really liked on the KPIs where instead of just providing the one big number, he provided full context of the historical data, which I thought really, really gave a good perspective on that.
I think with the KPIs, I think, okay, I know what he was trying to do, but it could have been better if you could see the tooltips also, right?
Mhm.
I cannot see the tooltip. It's just how the data was presented, but I think I don't have any issues with it, or it like it stops you from analyzing something. But I think if there were many filters in the report, that could have been really, really better.
Yeah.
So again, well done by Travis, and I still appreciate the fact that how he presented this line chart. Very, very good. And on the second place, it's Jose Antonio. So he has presented almost everything in one page. And so cleverly, he has used many bookmarks or slicers to show different analysis and has segregated different categories in column wise, like you can analyze purchases, inventory, and sales. And there are not like report page tooltips. These are just default tooltips. And I think if you can make use of report page tooltips in these kind of reports where you only have to use only one page, this could like this can present a lot of insight about your data more. If you go back and see the original challenge number 7 before the remake, if you go back and see how people use like tooltips in their analysis, and they use many like report page tooltips to further highlight these analysis and insights. And I really like how the timeline is segregated. We can analyze by month, we can analyze by week, but it gets to break when we come to day, and the charts really look like really weird and strange. But apart from that, I think the filter pane is also good. Making use of filter pane is always good when you have like not a much real estate to play with. But I think the colors used for these slicers could have been better, right? So it could like really embed with this color. So right now it looks a little weird and kind of a different color, but it's still a very good report by Jose Antonio. And over here, you can see some information also presented with the information icon, which is always good. Like you can use some small icons to show some more information about your data.
I thought this one, Mudassir, did a really nice job in the use of the bookmark navigator.
Yeah.
Just a really smart use of that tool.
Oh yeah, I love it. And good thing is sometimes you see people click on the slicers and it slices the whole page. But over here, the user, what he has done, he has only dedicated these slicers. I think these are slicers or bookmarks, whatever these are, to only this visual. So you can actually see, okay, these slicers or bookmarks only work with these visual. If this is a slicer, then he has done a very good job by cutting out the filters from all of the reports. But if it's a bookmark, then yeah, you can only show one visual at a time. And anything else? I think yeah, this report is very, very good and really good job done by Jose Antonio.
Agreed.
And the first one is and which is our winner is Komal Bhatt. And honestly speaking, when I first looked at this report, I don't know why, but I didn't like it. When I digged into deep in this report, I started to like a lot more. The first and foremost, she has highlighted a story for her report. Rather than presenting everything inside the report, she has created a story, and the story is implementing three-way matching. And three-way matching is in accounting terms, you have to match your purchase orders, goods receipt notes, and sales invoices. And this data actually had a lot of errors. What she has done, she has highlighted those errors first. Over here, you can see almost instantly 50 POs with quantity discrepancies we have in the data. And about inventory shortfalls, she has highlighted shortfalls also. And some dynamic text to present more insights into the data, and some charts to highlight what is going on inside the organization also. Over here, you can see she has highlighted in a very clever way that some POs are not allocated to the clients. And first, she created a story on this particular grid, and then she gave a color so the user would immediately go to the colored section which has been highlighted, and it says the POs have not been allocated, which is 3%. In this case, it's only 1,400, which is not a lot. But in real life scenarios, if your POs, unallocated POs, are in large numbers, then there is a problem with your system. And now getting back to our third type of analysis. So it is about creating accurate forecast assumptions for days to receipt and days to bill. Immediately we can see every day's purchase to receipt is 32.6. Every day's receipt to invoice is 14 days. So over here we can see we are invoicing you can say sooner than we are being invoiced. So it's a nice type of analysis that has been presented. And if the management is looking at this type of report, they would be very happy because everything is neat and clean and has been presented in a very clean and concise way. And to further highlight the analysis, this text is really helping a lot. If these texts weren't here, I don't know whether I would be able to get what these visuals actually mean. And the last one is very cool, highlighting your profitability in the organization. And you can see, you can filter the data and by different material types and by different categories. You can see there are some items that have been sold for way less than the purchase price. So you can identify those items, and then you can talk to your salespeople whether what we want to do with these kind of items, whether we want to increase the price or we want to reduce our cost for these particular items to sustainable in the competition. The only thing there are two things missing with this report. One is the use of tooltips. If I hover over here, there are no tooltips. We have some default tooltips, but there are no tooltips over here. And the second thing is like more filtering options. If we have some white space in here, that could have been utilized to include more slicers, and they could be hidden with the use of bookmark, and could have been used as a filter pane in a nice and clean way. So yeah, congratulations to Komal Bhatt, I think, yeah, for winning this challenge. And I can see that you're very, very strong in your analytical skills. So
Now,
very well done.
now that you explain in detail about the analysis of this report, that I did not realize before, actually is quite good.
Yeah, the same thing happened to me actually, which I mentioned in the beginning. I didn't like it in the beginning, but when I tried to filter it and I dive deep into this report, I was like, no man, this is really good.
Yes.
The thing I really like about this one is that you really see management using this to improve the business. I mean, it's like this one just jumps out at me as one where it really makes the case for how analytics can really help change the direction of your business. I think it really pinpoints some key problems. It offers solutions. I mean, this report does a lot in one page.
Yeah, that's true.
If we are talking about insight, that report has it.
Yeah.
When we talk about driven insight and blah, 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 this report has it. Yeah. It might not be the best, it's good looking, it's well organized, but it might be very, but it gives you what you need to. And that's what we are looking for in analysis.
And whoever is watching this report, or whoever would be dissecting this report, and they can go back and look at other reports and can see the difference, how the story has been communicated with this report, right? It's not just like creating some report and at the end of the day, you are getting nothing, right? But it actually gives you a lot of insights. And I'm really impressed with this one.
Yeah.
And our gold medalist, which is always the winner, is the Federico. This report was so this report was created by Federico, and I won't be diving deep into this report. It will be job of Federico when he wants to, because this is a very, very, very nice looking report, and nice job, Federico. Very nice.
It is that. It's a very good looking report. It doesn't have the insight and the precision of the report we saw before. And it was built in 3 days. So I needed to throw the report into the jungle, as I call it, just to make sure other people participate. But actually, this report has been very well received in the community. I think that the post are already 35,000 views. So it might not be providing more insightful data about the business or the analysis, but yes, it's actually quite good looking. And it presents a good range on information. If you highlight in the ribbon sharing between the bars, you can see a lot of KPIs and ranking from it ranks from one place to another. So it provides you the necessary information to have good metrics. I call it mini metric report. So it's not about go inside the data and see what is going on. It's more about giving you plenty of little metrics, and all the arrows and everything work to perfection. The alignment is crazy good. The size is crazy good. The shadows, and that to put all that together in the design area or report development, I think is quite a good achievement on my side. And remember, if I move a little thing, everything moves. And if I disalign one object, it doesn't align the major inside. So it was a little bit of a nightmare to build all the arrows. They are if statement. Okay, so if I had to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 or 8 different KPIs, if statement, and then match it with every single little arrow there. So it was time consuming, but I do really like it a lot, and it has been very well received. So I'm happy with that.
No,
The thing about this one that really struck me is it doesn't look crowded. It's a really attractive report, but this has a ton of information in it. I mean, just between the visuals that are on screen and then the tabs on each of the top sections. I mean, there is a remarkable amount of information, and you've got tooltips, all packed into one page, but it never appears crowded. And the other thing, it's got a really strange font choice, but I think it really works. Like, I would never think to use Courier as a primary font, but I really like the look of this one.
It's about the consistency also. And this report really fits well with the summit presentation that Federico gave, right? It fits really well with it. And we can see the differences between these two reports. Like if you look at Komal's report and Federico report. So if I'm presenting it to management, top level management, I would present this type of report, right? But if I'm presenting this to accounting department, right, to dive deep into the data, I will definitely present this type of report. So it depends who the end users are.
Yeah, good point. I'm very happy, and I am even happier than Komal report was actually the winning report. Is now that you explain once again, I'm gonna repeat myself. It brings quite a lot of insight about what it is important for management to take decisions. Usually they listen, there is not much in here, that is not done properly, and that is very important. And B is just to show you that metric. So some manager in a department can actually say, okay, listen, this is happening here. We are not delivering invoices on time, or the invoices and billing are not being coordinated. Different ways to approach it. And one thing that we need to actually take into account is that we don't put any questions to the participant. We tell them that as a come out with something, and that is difficult. So I think that Komal did very well, and I think she probably worked in the same area that report is intended, because she knew what to do about it. When I am looking at the data, I say, okay, I know what it means. How do I put it together to present something reasonable? It's a bit more difficult for me than from anyone that works in the area. Or if you make questions to me, you say, Federico, I need to see this, or I need to see that. That's what I'm looking for. Sometimes we need to think about that we are not giving participants any question. And whatever they come out with, that is their view.
And another thing is, like, whenever you are participating in a challenge or doing any type of report, it's always advisable to go back and search about that particular scenario. And you can get a lot of details on the internet. And like you can spend 1 or 2 days to know about the industry, the key KPI metrics that the particular industry uses. And it really makes your insight easier at the end of the day. But if you don't search about it, then the report would look very dull and not with a lot of inside information.
The thing, I think Federico raised a great point in terms of that in cases where you don't have a brief that's explicit in the questions, what I always default to is, tell me something interesting about this data that I didn't know. And it gives you the leeway to tell whatever story you want to tell. And I think the winning entry for me really picked a really smart story in terms of saying, these data are flawed, these data don't match, and here's the implications of that. And I think that is just a blueprint for future challenges where we don't provide specific questions to say, okay, find something about this data that is interesting, that's actionable, that is not immediately apparent, and build your story around that. That I think that is always a winning strategy in a case where you're not directed specifically to particular questions. And I really applaud that in this one.
Yes.
Yeah. I do agree with you. When you don't provide like particular requirements, people come up with like lots of creative scenarios, which we didn't even think of previously, right?
Yeah, Yeah. So, all right. Well, this is a good wrap. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mudassir, for your in-depth analysis on this. I think a lot to learn from all of these. I think there's always a lot to learn, as Federico said, that on every entry, I think there were merits and things to take note of. So we wanted to just provide a real brief intro to Challenge 20. That we've got a great one lined up. And Federico, do you want to just kind of give a quick teaser on what Challenge 20 is going to be?
Yeah, sure. Challenge 20 is about sales and production. We have a company, we have real data from a company. This is real data. If you, as a participant, want to explore and work with real data, this is the challenge for you. The data is so good. I'm quite happy actually to present Challenge 20 myself and tell people, listen, we have a real case scenario. We have 7 different tabs in Excel with actual production. We have production and sales forecast. We have sale orders, finished goods inventory. We have product machines. We are providing you with a dictionary. And because we know, and we spoke just now about it, we are providing you with 10 questions you need to answer. There is no superficial analysis. There is a deep dive into how the business operates. The company that is employing our developer participant want a deep dive and to see how the operation and business model is working. So the data set is exquisite. We are launching it next week. I would like to make a point to participants. Please read the brief. It's very important. We are not reading the brief. Okay, and that happened to me many times. I just came out with something and then what I was looking for was in brief. So I'm telling you from experience, read the brief, get a copy. We are providing you with a PDF copy of the brief. So you can download it and stick it on your wall in front of your computer so you can go through it all the time. The data set is super complete. Actually, I'm quite excited about Challenge 20. I'm not going to say nothing more. So I'm going to let them read it on the presentation. It's coming within the first week of June in a few days' time. So guys, be ready because this is going to be boom.
How long are you going to give for this, Federico?
30 days. We are coming back again to the 30-day challenge. We tried the 40 days to see how it works, but it is too long. And if you are quick on your job, you stay more time waiting. So we learn from what people tell us. We listen. And we are actually going back to the 30 days. We are studying the idea of introducing mini lab of 7 days, little thing in between when we have some time to see how it goes. But the norm is going to be 30-day challenge.
Great. Looking forward to this one. So thanks, everybody. Great job. And thanks to everybody who participated in the 7-day challenge. And we hope to see you in the one coming up in June.
Okay.
Congratulations to the winners. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.